Good morning and welcome to GP Video Podcast by Nadia. As you guys know that we have been talking about dementia and 14 strategies that are published in Lancet paper for trying to prevent or reduce the chances of dementia by around 45%. And as I have said in my earlier podcasts that these 14 prevention strategies are very, very important and they can be applied in our lives at any stage. It doesn't, the earlier you started, the earlier like in our life, like from 10s and 20s, if we started, that would be great. But if we haven't had a chance to apply these strategies in our lives earlier, it does not mean that we have no chance to do it now. So as I said, in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whenever we get to know about these strategies and we apply them in our lives, we can get reduced chances of getting demented in old age. So first of all, we started with saying what is dementia. It is a combination of symptoms occurring with old age but not a part of normal aging process, and they are related with poor memory, poor thinking process, and poor behavior and behavioral issues and other all parts of high functioning brain status which are affected in this condition. So basically, what are the 14 strategies said in the Lancet papers, and we have spoken about it earlier. Number one was cognitive stimulation, means high quality education and high cognitive stimulating activities at work, in midlife, and in hobbies as well. Because what happens is with the more you use it, the more it becomes stronger. So the more we cognitively stimulate our brain, then brain gets higher concentration of circulating proteins, allowing it to repair itself and create new axons and pathways and maintain efficient networks, essentially keeping your brain engaged through work and hobbies. So quality education and high cognitive stimulation work activities are the first most important strategy to protect our brains or lower the risks of dementia. Number two, hearing. We said that hearing also plays a very important role, and as if ears are not transmitting signals to our brain appropriately and it's not getting stimulated, then the brain starts to wither away. And research shows a clear link between untreated hearing loss and increased risk of developing dementia. Research shows that the worse our hearing gets, higher the risk of dementia, but the good news is that hearing aids can help. Research shows that people who use hearing aids regularly have much more reduced chances of developing cognitive decline in dementia as compared to those who don't. Then on the same lines, on the same principles, we have eyesight. If our vision is not great and it's not properly stimulating brain, then there are higher chances of getting demented. So regular eye checkups, vision issues that addressed, and wearing prescription glasses if needed, or getting vision corrected. It means that we are protecting our brain, and it is another piece of the puzzle in protecting our brains. Then number four, we spoke about depression. Especially midlife depression has got clear significant link. People with depression have more than double the risk of developing dementia as compared to the people who don't have depression. And all adult ages, especially in midlife, it's a strong predictor. What are the reasons? As I said yesterday as well, that depression could lead to decreased self-care and isolation, which are both very important for brain health. And another possibility is that depression causes the extra production of stress hormone called cortisol, which actually can destroy hippocampus in the brain, which is one of the parts of the brain related to memory. So good news is people who treat their depression both through medications and or psychotherapy are at significantly lower risk of developing dementia. So seeking help for depression is not only needed for improving our mental health today, but it's also a critical step in protecting our brains from getting demented. So number 5 that we are going to talk about today, which is a new one for us, apart from cognitive stimulation, hearing, vision, and depression, number 5 is exercise. Exercise increases our brain volume. So moderate to vigorous exercise on regular basis, those people who do moderate to vigorous exercise on regular basis actually have larger brain volumes than those who don't exercise as much. Exercise again at any age can increase your brain health. How does it work? It works by improving blood flow to brain, and it improves brain function. It reduces blood pressure and also increases nitric oxide. This combination is very good because it leads to enhanced brain plasticity or elasticity, meaning that our brain stays more flexible and adaptable. And it also helps to reduce neuroinflammation, which again can be a risk factor for cognitive decline or for developing dementia. So fifth factor that we spoke about today is exercise. Moderate to vigorous exercise at any age. So for example, I haven't been exercising throughout my life, but it's never too late for me to start exercising today, because what will exercise do is exercise will increase my brain volume. What it does, it increases the blood flow to brain. So what happens is brain has increased chances of developing more and more nicely, and then it also reduces the blood pressure and increases nitric oxide levels, which again as a combination leads to increased brain plasticity and elasticity, which means that the brain remains flexible and adaptable. And it also helps to reduce neuroinflammation, which is again a risk for developing dementia. So exercise, and we'll talk about rest of the factors tomorrow.